Good morning. My name is Anil Changaroth, and I'm speaking to you on behalf of the Society of Construction Law International. I also happen to be on the Council of the Society of Construction Law Singapore, and I was its chairman in 2012, 2014, right? But today, I'm here to speak really about SCL International and SCL Vietnam, and I'd like to start off with this.
Tôi xin chúc mừng Hiệp hội Luật Xây dựng Việt Nam chính thức ra mắt ngày hôm nay.
Really about congratulating all of you on this incredible occasion of the launch of the Society of Construction Law Vietnam. And in my message, I'd like to just speak about a couple of things. The starting would be about SCL International, and then about SCL Vietnam in particular, and about the way forward and the future forward. Now, if you take a look on SCL International, a couple of things. I sit on the Liaisons Committee, and together with Paul Beatrix from the United Kingdom, we oversee the new societies that form, right? Now, for those of you who are not familiar, you need to realize that what is SCL, the Society of Construction Law, all about. And it is essentially to promote the education, study, and research in the field of construction law and related subjects, both all around the world, for the benefit of the public and the construction industry. So it's really about empowering and educating people. Now, we at the Society of Construction Law International have got a liaisons committee made up about 5 of us in particular, and Paul and I oversee the new societies that are formed, right? And there is also, among the 5 of us, we oversee new conferences that are held, new protocol, and a whole lot of other aspects of SCL. On this SCL International, all the chairmen, vice chairmen, and the international relations representative from each of the societies would also sit on this larger group. Now, this larger group is going to be meeting in early November in New Zealand virtually, just before the 9th International Society of Construction Law Conference takes place in New Zealand from the 3rd to the 5th of November, a really exciting event. It's the 9th such conference that we were holding. Interestingly, the first of which was started in Singapore in 2006, then 2008 we were in UK, 2010 we were in Hong Kong, 2012 we were in Melbourne, 2014 we were in Malaysia, 2016 we were in Sao Paulo, Brazil, 2017 we were in India, 2018 we were in Chicago, USA, and we were supposed to be in New Zealand last year, but because of the pandemic, we've had to move it to this year, right? So that's a broad idea of the SCL International. Now, just speaking about SCL Vietnam, right? I had the incredible opportunity of connecting with Wayne Nam Trung, who's now become a close buddy of mine. When in his initial stages of deciding when you guys wanted to set up SCL Vietnam. And Paul and I then started advising Trung on how it should be framed, what the constitution should look like, and a whole lot of other things that we discussed. And interestingly, Trung and the rest of you on the council especially formed a very exciting and dynamic group to lead the steering committee, and which I also had the pleasure of sitting with on to formulate an idea of how and where you wanted to take SCL Vietnam to. And incredibly, you also managed to have webinars, seminars, and conferences over the last 2 years that have been incredible in its learning experience. I had the honor of being at one of your first conferences held in Vietnam. And I also had the privilege of speaking during the pandemic virtually on various aspects of the law. And, the steering committee as a whole have got such a dynamic group that I'm so honored to be a part of. And you've now reached a stage where it's become formal and you can now move on. So that's the second part of what I wanted to say. The third part of what I want to say is that where does this all go to, right? You remember I said it's really about education and study and research in the field of construction law and related subjects. So it's really about not just lawyers, but all empowering the whole of the construction industry and the practices, and taking the standards, if possible, to a higher level. And that's what SCLs around the world are doing, right? So Vietnam has got this incredible opportunity to do the same, and you've already started doing the same, right? The third point I wanted to talk about was how this is going to go forward in the future. Vietnam, SCL Vietnam is one of 4 latest societies to join the international group. We are now at about 18 or so societies, and we are still engaging others in the region. I'm in communication and discussions with possibly SCL Philippines, Pakistan, Indonesia as well, right? And these are some of the societies that are coming up and up right now. This platform gives you an incredible opportunity to get educated and trained and take the standards to a much higher level than you've ever had the opportunity to do. And the Society of Construction Law gives you the framework. In many countries, there are different organizations that deal with different aspects. So like, for example, in Singapore, we have the Singapore Institute of Architects, we have the Singapore Institute of Valuers and Surveyors, Surveyors and Valuers, SISV, Singapore Institute of Surveyors and Valuers, and several other organizations that do independently, they do different things. But collectively, when you talk about wanting to educate and train in the field of construction law, the Society of Construction Law gives you the best opportunity for that. Now, it is not about lawyers, it's about the whole industry as a whole, and that's where it's going to be. So I'd like to leave you with this last comment. I think the Society of Construction Law Vietnam is placed in such an incredible position, and that you are likely to be able to take on not just everything in Vietnam, but take on the world as well. And I think you guys are primed to be able to showcase what SCL Vietnam can do on an international platform. And I just wish you all of the best in that endeavor and taking it forward. Congratulations again.